Got to put your phone on silent. There we go. Let's just see if anyone joins us quickly. If not, we'll just carry on. Got the wrong bit. How does that look? That looks okay. Yeah. Do you think? Looks better. That's how it is now. Is it a wee bit delayed on this one? Can't see. Yasmin said hi. Hi. We're just trying to make sure we're in the right bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm really crap at this part. Okay, so tonight I'm doing one hand of my daughter's. We're doing a redesign. It's not an infill, it's a redesign. So she's opted for something lilac. So I've prepped the other nails, but I've left one so I can show you what I do. But I just didn't think you'd want to watch all of them being done because it gets a bit boring. Okay, so I'm using this harsh drill bit. I can't remember where I bought it from, but I found it. And I'm just going to use to debulk and shorten. And I use it on like a 15 speed on my Cyan e-file. Make sure that they can see, okay? Yeah, they can see. Daisy's got a new job, so we're getting her nails ready for starting her new job. So while I'm doing the e-filing, you can see I'm keeping my e-file flat, level at all times. I don't dig because you don't want to put holes in nails. Rather than moving the drill bit into a funny angle, move the customer's fingernails. So I'm just debulking. Trouble when you're doing on video, you can't always see what you're doing. That shot is perfect. Okay, did you do that? That was a perfect shot. Okay, so next you can really see it. I'm going on to using a ball bit, a red one for the cuticle, but first I'm going to just give it a little bit of a push. Okay, so and I do this on a slow setting because we are only just removing cuticle from the nail bed. We don't want to dig grooves in or anything like that. See, again, I keep my e-file nice and horizontal, no digging. Otherwise you end up with that ring of fire because you file too much of the nail away, which is not good. And then I use a sanding bit, which is a 180 grit, because I'm using it on the natural nail, and then again on a slow speed, because basically I'm just etching the new bit of nail and making sure there's no bits that are lifted from any remaining acrylic or gel, whatever it is that you're using. Okay, so that's all we need to do for that. You don't need to press hard with the file because you're just etching. Okay, so I'm just going to taper it in slightly. Daisy likes it slightly tapered. And when I add to it, it comes out. So it just prevents you getting duck nails, those wide ones that I'm not overly keen on. Okay, with my brush, There it is. Okay, give it all a brush. Right, and then I'm going to cleanse the nail plate. Just with some cleanser. And then a cuticle. There is a little bit there, but not much, so I'm just going to leave it. Because Daisy does have a tendency, because she doesn't keep her hands moisturised. They bleed. So, okay. So that's that bit. And then I'm going to prime. So dehydrate and prime. Use whatever brand it is that you prefer to use. I'm using up my Prep and one. Nearly out of it actually. So Daisy's got a little bad bruise on her pinky. She ripped her nail off at work about nearly 2 weeks ago now. So we've left it to make sure it's all healed. And there's no hole, there's nothing missing. It was just badly bruised. But you know, best to leave it and so you can see. Okay, I'm using an acid primer. Some people prefer just using acidless. You use whatever you prefer to use, but you're only putting on little amounts. You don't want to go too much, because too much and it can make the product lift. It can cause allergies. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Okie doke, so
I think it's Yasmina. Mel, have you used the Russian brand K-O-D? K-O-D-I?
No, the Cody. No, I haven't. Okay, so Daisy opted for this purple glitter acrylic, which is from Rachel Wilder's. I've got a Moira one, and I'm going to be using a cover pink, which is called Camouflage Rose from Anna Nail Systems. My acrylic, my monomer rather, is my fast setting one from Anna. I love this one. Okay.
You got every single one of those products in short.
Have I?
Yeah, I was like, well, I don't mind.
Okay, so, and I've got a clear that's to the side. Let's get my brush. Yes. Okay, so make sure we burp out all my bubbles, all our air, which is what I'm doing. Okay. So I need a couple of forms. I'm running really low on these. Look, I'm nearly out. I need to get some more. So these are Louise's SBD ones. So we split and we roll. Okay, so you roll it. They're lovely and thick, these ones. So you roll it to give you the shape. And then what I do is I measure on the other one. So we're about a 1.5. Okay. So let me look at that one. That one's better. We'll put this on this one first. Okay. So because it's not going to be a full square, so I'm just doing it slightly raised at the sides. It's not a full square we're doing, but we're doing of a squarish. So I'm gonna just get some scissors.
She said she's gonna message you afterwards about it.
Okay.
Then I'll send you some bits from them.
Okay. I'm just snipping down the sides. Oh, we're having a dog fest going on. Someone's dog's barking, so my dog wants to bark with them. So I'm sorry about if there's any dog barking. Okay, so you can see that fits nice and snug.
Can't see.
Right, so for the pinky, I'm going to, if you look, I'm going to put my tab on the wrong way round, and I'm just going to have it sticking out very slightly. So when you turn it over, you can see I've got a little lip here. Because our nail is quite short, I just needed to extend the nail form, which I find much easier if you just do it with the tab, rather than keep trying to cut loads away to get it to fit properly. I should imagine it's a bit lazy really, but it always works for me. And again, it's very slightly lifted. And I don't really need to cut this one because we've extended the form and it's okay. So what are we doing on this one? Purple, Daisy?
Yep.
Okay, so because this one's going to be a purple, I'm just going to put a bit of clear down first. So when I file off, I can just file back down to the clear, so you're not keep filing on top of the actual nails. I've probably got a bit too much here. Just going to take some of that off. I'm not very good when I have to work too far away from me because I can't see. Blind as a bat. Okay, let's just stretch it. Probably haven't got enough now, by my luck. But I only want it thin, you see. So we pull it and stretch it. Okay, let's come back to this. Do the same for this one. Oh, it's moved. I bet I did that with my fingers. Okay. It has moved a little, but we'll make do. Shouldn't do really. Yeah, my acrylics. It's a bit warm in here. So I've got a fast setting acrylic. So look, you can see that I'm patting, because we're literally just creating a platform. So I'm pulling and patting at the same time. It's been ages since I've done a live, so I'm out of practice. I'm just going to put a little bit there. Tip the finger down. Okay. So are we going to do the French on this one?
Yeah.
So Daisy wants a French on this one. So taking a nice dry bead, put it on, re-wet my brush and push it in. Okay. If your acrylic starts getting a bit too dry, dip your brush back in the monomer. Can't quite see that side. And then I'm just going to pat it. I'm one of these people that ponces too much and end up ruining it. See, poncing. All right, I'm going to leave that to set. Okay, so this one's going to be pink, so this one's going to be clear, purple. So just put a bit of clear down again, and put a bit of clear on the thumb, just so I've got that little, it doesn't stain, and I just file down to that. Okay, So we're going to use, what's that one going to be? Pink. So do you want this one an ombre or plain?
I don't know.
We'll do an ombre. There we go. I'll make her mind up.
Wendy said hi.
Hello, Wendy. So I'm going to use the plain, and we're using the coloured acrylic like it's a paint. Oh, that's marbled a little bit. Let me just. That's better. You don't want to be using it too thick because you've got to encapsulate it, and that's how you end up with chunky nails. See, so I'll flatten it down. Doesn't matter that I'm going to pull some off because I don't need that bit. Okay, and then I get my glitter bit, just a small bit. Turn my brush round and blend it down. Take some of that off. I don't want it to go that far. And I just pat it down to create my nail. Is that ombre enough for you, or do you want it a bit more?
No, it looks good. It looks good on the camera.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute, and then we're just going to paint this one pale.
Wendy said, "Hi ladies, this is not how I thought you did nails."
Really? How did you think we did them? Actually, this is a design set. This is not a basic set. It's a skill, Wendy. It's art. Put a bit there because I didn't go quite to the edge. You see, so I'm working nice and thin. So we don't end up with chunkies. I've got a thing about chunkies. I could do with a little bit there, so I'm just going in with a little bit. See, I'm using it more like a paint rather than an acrylic. Oh, neighbours are having a bust up again. Okay, take that off. I'm just going to file that briefly, very briefly. So the file I'm using here is a 100 grit, and somebody asked me to buy them and off Amazon and review them, and then I got refunded. So I don't normally use these ones, but actually they're not that bad. I've used much worse. Okay, back to the plain purple. See, it's patting, patting, patting. And as you pat, you drag. Do most of the work with your brush. That's gone a bit motley days.
What does that mean?
It's where. Do you want to take a quick look at that? That's gone motley.
Patchy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shall I take it off and do it again?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, hang on.
Have you done it on the rest of them?
No. That one's just gone a bit gooey. Let me just take it off.
That's strange, isn't it?
It went patchy. Not quite one block colour. So let's just whip it off. I'm just doing it on a nice slow speed because I don't want to take all that clear off that I've just put on. Oh, sorry Daisy.
Right. Didn't hurt.
Why is it I do this sort of thing day in and day out? The minute I go live, it goes wrong. Okay, let's start again. Let's give it a clean. See, look, you can see her little owie. It's splinter bruising, but she did lift a little bit of nail off it, so we had to leave it.
Wendy said it's definitely artistic. You clever lady. Thought they were stuck on. I never had nails done.
I can't even do hers because she's allergic to everything. Otherwise I'd do them for her.
And then Yasmin said, I need to book an appointment with you, Mel, to get my nails done by you.
Are you local to me then, Yasmin?
Yasmina.
Yasmina? Yasmin?
I don't know. Might have to correct us on that one.
Daisy's slightly dyslexic, so she doesn't always.
Slightly is an understatement.
So she doesn't always see what we all see. Right, I'm just going to put a little bit on this free edge here, so I'll get a little bit, and I'm going to bleed it out to make it drier, and then put it on.
Wendy said, do customers' nails need to be long to get acrylics on?
No. There's all sorts of different products. So I've got Builder-Joe in a bottle on my little dinky nails at the moment because one's fingers don't work properly. Okay, so let's take this one off. There it is. Just going to give this a quick file. Normally, oh, I move stuff out of the way so I don't get the dust. You can see it all times.
Oh, it is Jasmine.
Yeah, you can see it at all times. I'm supporting her nail. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced it. Get your nails done and they feel bruised. That's because the nail hasn't been supported throughout the filing.
Oh, she's from London.
Oh, you're not local then, lovely. I'm from London too, but I live in Hastings now.
London.
So we're just going to do this a cover pink because we're going to put some art on it. So there's something more monomer. I don't know what that was. Okay.
What one are you doing this?
This.
Oh.
Well, what did you think I was doing?
No, sorry. I was just asking what you were doing.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because that's the one I'm going to do the painting on.
Ah, yes, I remember.
So you're going to have purple painting. Yeah? So you can see I've pushed it all into place. And then I flatten and pat and drag. With a cover pink, you don't have to put a clear on, but, you know. I tend to just do it. Oh, fly. It's because the lights, they're dive bombing me. Okay, I just need that just a tad thicker on the free edge. So I'm just going to bleed it out. Oops. And Okay, so you can see I've done most of the work, says me, with my brush. So when it comes to filing, not so much to do, because that filing's time and you don't want to be time. I can see just a little bit there. Hang on. Correcting my own work. I'm my worst enemy. Worst critic I am for myself. Okay, right, so I'm just gonna file my smile line. So you can see I'm keeping my file upright because we're going to be creating a wall, you know, or a cliff, however you prefer to call it. I feel cack-handed because of the frame. Isn't it terrible? I feel like I'm doing it with my elbows tucked in. See, and I'm just doing a seesaw movement around to create my nice smile line. So I'm just not very happy with that bit. Hang on. Told you, ponce. I ponce. Or I chat too much. One of the two.
That way I get my chatting from.
Yeah.
I don't know, Dad's pretty good at chatting as well.
Chats the women up, all the mums. Right, so I'm going to use my plain acrylic. Up and over, around. And it doesn't matter if you go over the edge, like up here, because you're filing that anyway. And to be fair, you're better off because there's no shadow mark then. I like it when you do it and you see your customers' faces and they're starting to panic. Just going to get the glitter. Put that. Remember, you don't have to do it too thick because you're encapsulating it. Do it just a fraction more. I'm just going to bleed it out the back so it's not too wet. That's it, that's better. Okay, now I've got to put lids on because I'm a bugger for knocking stuff over. I've wasted that much product in the past where I knock it over. Right, so we're going to come to our clear now and I'm just going to encapsulate everything. Nice dry bead on, and this is where you're going to get your structure and your strength from. Okay, that's that one. I'm only encapsulating this bit because I don't need to encapsulate the cover pink. Some people do, and that's fine if you want to. I don't want to. But you make sure you cover all your wings. Rosie's dancing to Christmas songs.
I was about to say that. A bit early, isn't it?
My youngest. I bet she's doing a TikTok of some kind. Christmas songs.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Okay, that one we don't need to encapsulate. This one we do. Remember, keep your finger pointed down. So the acrylic's doing half the job for you. It's going in the right direction. If you tip it the other way, it's going to go and flood the cuticle, and you don't want that. Oh, that bit don't want to come off. Look, there we go. See? Nice, neat work. And there's less to do with the file. Just pushing it in nicely and patting and dragging. We don't want to see painting, we want to see patting and dragging. There's a little bit gone. I'll just take that bit out. Still do with a bit on that edge. It's going to bleed a bit. Okay, that's everything, isn't it? I did it all.
Yeah.
I have to check because I've got a bit of forgetting.
Cute.
She can't have her long nails now because she's going back to work. Because we have to do them shorter.
I prefer them shorter anyway because I start catching them as exhibit A of my pinky.
Yeah. Right, okay, so what I do, I use, just chucking everything everywhere, don't worry. I use one like this, fine grit, to go over my nails.
Yasmin asked what brush brand would you recommend for gel?
Depends what type of brush you want. Do you want, is it for hard gel or acry gel?
I'll wait until she replies back to you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna file over. I do it on not as slow a speed as the cuticle, but not a fast speed either. And I use the ones with the dome so it doesn't hurt my customers. Nothing worse than cutting your customers. Okay, and using these does good for the smile lines. Don't be frightened to move your customer's fingers about. Look at it from all angles. I am going to go underneath and thin it out underneath, but See, again, I'm keeping my e-file nice and horizontal. So I'm only filing the bits that I want to. Even when I work backwards, I'm still horizontal. And when I go to the sides, I go vertical. I don't go sort of at funny angles or anything, because otherwise you'll lose your shaping, which is what some people do. Okay. So is everybody working now? What are people up to? Trying to get back to some form of normality? I've got a little bit here, so I'm just going to turn her finger. I will get some of it with the hand file, but that's it. See, I'm constantly moving from side to side, not staying in one place whatsoever. Otherwise that's where it burns. Okay, and then I'm going to use a drill bit to clean out the underneath. Let me just find it. I spend half my time sitting here looking for drill bits. That bit do. Okay, so I'm using this bit. And Daisy, if you can turn your hand over. On a relatively slowish speed, but not so slow that it shudders. And just making sure there's nothing underneath. Some people don't like you doing this because they want to keep their natural nail. That's fine. But I like to clean underneath because it makes it look nice and fresh. You know, and if you can't debulk all of it from the top at the beginning, you can then do it from underneath, and we will cast this as rebalancing. So you could build the ends up really thick to get the correct shape again, to rebalance it, and then you take it out from underneath. I could do a video on that one day. Okay, Ethan. Is that hurting?
No.
Then just gets all nice and clean. Looks like a nice fresh set. It doesn't look manky. I don't like it when people... Turn your hand over. Do the manky bit. Right, so for the sides, before I start filing, I've left it off to show you. So I've got my metal file. This one's 100. This one's 180, and I bought these ones from Anna Nail Systems. And I find takes me ages to get the things off, for getting your edges nice and straight, these files are amazing. See, I'm never very good at putting them on, but please remember to blunt the edges before you use them, because they will cut. You don't want to do it. I got it. It's because I'm not used to the little nails. There we go. It looks like just sanding paper. Look, just like a sanding paper would.
She said for both, for the gel brush.
Okay, so for aquagel, you can use some acrylic brushes, or you can just use an ordinary nylon gel brush. I've got, what have I got? I've got Anna's Now Systems ones at the moment, but I've used a few. Louise from SBD sells some nice ones. So I'm just going to take those sharp bits off because we don't want to cut Daisy. File dead straight. Now this is really important. Keep your file dead straight, because if you tip it either way, you're going to get an angled edge, but you want a straight edge. So keep it straight. And once you've done some, go over to the other side. It's best to keep going backwards from side to side. So then it's even. Otherwise, you run the risk of over filing one side, which is not very funny. You can see, fingers on. I think that needs to be tapered just a little bit more. So I've got 180 grit from SBD London, Louise. I like these files. And I'm doing the underwall, and I'm keeping my file flat. Again, if you tip it, you're gonna get an angle. So if you've got a bit on the skin, which hopefully you don't, but it can happen, put your file up underneath the acrylic, right out like that, and then turn like that and file, and it will file it away really easily for you. Okay. This is when I realise I'm really extravagant when I file with the hand movements, because the frame's in the way. So I go round the cuticle, nice and clean, nice and gently, because we don't want to cut. That bit there is not quite right. I'm going to try and do some form of live, not sure what yet, one a week. So if there's any requests, by all means, shout, and I'll see what I can do.
Yasmin asked how long you've been doing nails for.
10 years. Doesn't feel like 10 years, but yeah, 10 years. You want me to round the corners?
Tad, yeah. Please.
Okay. Back to my sharp one of 100. Short nails are in fashion at the moment. They're the latest trend.
Sorry, I think my finger twitched then.
It's alright, it doesn't matter. How long have you been doing nails, Jasmine? Okay. See, not a great deal of filing involved because I did the majority of it with my brush. It's the way forward. You refine with your file, but build with your brush. And then there's no risk of over filing one side or anything like that. Okay, I'm going to my softer file. I always have 2 or 3 files at any one time on the go. I would use the disposable ones more, but it's quite heavy. And I've got tendinitis in both my hands, so if I was to be using it all day, and all for the whole lot, I don't think my hands would like it very much. See? Can I bring your hand over this way a bit? Is that right? Keep it in the frame. I'm out of practice working with the frame. See, nice crisp lines. That's what you're looking for. Okay, go to this one. Make sure you pull the skin down. Daisy's got higher sidewalls like me. Chop, 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 chop.
Chubby.
Chop, chop, no, finger. You're not fat, you just got chubby sidewalls. I've got the same. Some people get really nice, slim fingers. Me, on the other hand, no. Even when I'm slim, I don't have slim fingers.
Yasmin said she's been nearly doing it for 10 years.
Have you? Do you still like it? I think the industry's changed quite a lot since I first started. Can you hand that way? Going to go around that cuticle. This is the boring bit, is the filing. I'm so sorry. Okay. See, so I've got a little bit that's gone over. So I go down, I put my file underneath it, bring it up, and it will do what I want it to. And then I'm not cutting my customer's fingers because it's easy done. I cut my own fingers sometimes. I'm so sorry, I forget to talk when I'm concentrating.
Yasmin said, I do love a good set, but it's not the same as it used to be.
No, it's not. It's not. It's become a bit of a difficult industry to be in.
Mm.
But you know, I'm just going to spray it and brush them. I just want to go around the edges with my e-file just to make sure there's no lumpy bits, because if there's anything that's slightly lumpy, customers tend to pick at it and break the extensions. So I just tip it up like that, make sure there's nothing. There isn't really, but I just, if Daisy finds a little bit, she picks at it with her teeth. So we don't want that. So, okie doke, so that's that. We're just going to do some watercolour nail art. Could you just go and get a bit of water for me? Okay, so let's get my pencil case. Here they are.
She says everyone's is more into gel polish and aesthetic, I find.
They are, but it swings in roundabouts. A few years back, coloured acrylic was really in, and nobody did any gel polish or any nail art or anything. It was all done with glitters and coloured acrylic, and then the nail art come back in fashion, and I think it's more mixed now, but people want things done so quickly. That's the trouble.
And they're like, you see this whole set, you do it in an hour.
Yeah, literally. And you know, you're sort of like, no, just looking to see. Okay, so, and you know, for an acrylic set, if it was a customer and not just my daughter, I'd be charging more for that because it's more skilled. You know, it just takes a bit longer. All right, so these are watercolours from Alexa, sorry. I've got my water. Oh, my Alexa's talking to me now. And I've got these brushes.
Oh, you're scratchy.
From Anna. I've got 3 out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to need all 3, but you know. So, I think, can I do any one?
Yeah. I just really fancied a flower.
I'm doing a flower. Do you want me to do your daisy?
No, I was joking.
I can do you a daisy if you want.
No, just do what you were thinking of doing.
I can do a daisy with a purple middle.
Yeah, come on.
My brush is a bit... I'm going to go to the other brush.
What was you thinking of doing?
Just a flower of some kind.
Oh.
Okay, so I always wipe excess water off, and we're going to go purple. So a few sweeps. And so basically I'm going to do a circle. Like that. And I want just take a bit of it off. It's when I end up taking too much off and then I end up putting it back on again. Right now, let's just put just a tid. just keep it like that. Okay. I haven't got white.
Jasmine said, yes, I went to Russia to learn the Russian techniques.
Okay, yeah.
And Russians take their time in doing their sets. I find clients want top quality treatments for little time and money nowadays.
Yeah, they do. Totally agree with you. I was taught by a Latvian lady, so she bordering on the Russian side, so I've been taught Russian ways too, and I don't do the full Russian, but I do half of it, you know, but yeah, it takes time. What colour do you want the petals?
What would go with purple? Pets.
Well, it depends how wacky you want to be. Do you want me to do a pink?
Yeah, okay.
Or green?
Pink.
Pink. That was a hard decision. I'm just going to get my smaller brush. So this one. So we're creating just little dots like that. Clean the brush out, take some of it off, and then we do our petals. So it's really delicate. Okay. So I'm just going to put a bit of this green in and around there to give it a bit more colour, and then I'm just going to get my pink and I'm just going to go around the edges. So it looks like it's all blending in. I think we could probably do with a little bit more down here. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of green here. Let's take that off. Right, let's get okay, so just gonna put your finger down.
What are you doing on this one?
You'll see in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Put a bit more purple. So I'm creating like a little bud. That's it. There we go. Nice bud. We'll go to the darker green. Can you see?
Yeah, at first I really just couldn't understand what it was. I was like, what?
Bless her. She's a little special.
I had no clue what that was. Until you started putting the stems in.
Who are you whistling at?
Pepsi. She stopped.
Mm?
She stopped what she was doing.
Yeah, that looks quite good. Just going to darken a couple more of these. Told you, I faff.
Cheryl said hi, Mum.
Hi Cheryl, how are you doing, darling? Are you still in lockdown?
Where is she from? Australia?
Yeah.
Oh.
See, so I've gone back round, now it's dry, and put a few darker shadow bits in, and it just gives it a little bit more depth.
She says, no, I'm out in the big world now.
Oh, luxury. Okay. Give that a second. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's cool.
You sure?
Yeah, I like it. Thank you.
Okay, top coat. Oh, I filled my bottles up. Some people skimp with the top coat. I do not, because it's so pretty, Daisy. It's what protects. Yeah, and Daisy's the beautician, so she needs something that's a bit sturdier. And what I'll do is we'll cure that for 30 seconds, and then I'll give the watercolours another top coat, just to be on the safe side, really. But if you let it cure for more than 30 seconds, it's too dry and then it will just peel off. So you need your top coat to be slightly tacky still when you do the second coat. Makes all the difference. I could open one of these, couldn't I? Okay. Okay, done. So for cuticle oil, I use me aloe lips with jojoba. Is it jojoba? I don't just rub it on. I put it on my finger. It is for your lips, but it does this cuticle oil too. Also helps with bites. Good stuff. So we'll put that on just to put a bit more substance back into her nails. Her other hand's all grown out.
Oh, yeah.
Look, all grown out.
See.
Need doing.
They've lasted pretty well.
Yeah, 5 weeks.
Yeah. Yasmin said those nails are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I say I'm a bit out of practice doing it on a live. I haven't done it for well over a year, I don't think. So I just thought I'd better get myself back in the game a little. And Daisy's nails needed doing, so why not?
Got the other one for training tomorrow.
Yeah. Daisy tends to be my model for lots of things. Just waiting for it to cure. It's like waiting for a kettle.
You're just using me back now because all those years at college I used you for.
Yeah, I've had, practically everything done. Even if I didn't want it done or didn't need it doing, it was done. Because I was her guinea pig, her model.
I was like, Mum, need your lip wax?
Yeah. Actually, most of it wasn't that bad.
No.
Apart from that face one.
Oh yeah, when I did level 4, we did laser
IPL, wasn't it?
There's IPL, which is laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and there's skin rejuvenation, which you use a cold, like straight from the fridge, cold gel on their face, because otherwise if you use without the gel, it'll burn their face from the laser. And Mum didn't like that bit, the gel bit. It gave her brain freeze.
Oh, it was horrible.
I thought it was really nice, actually. Yasmin asked, how much would you charge for a full set?
Like this, £50. And if they don't want to pay me for that, I won't do it. Because, you know, it's time, effort, skill. You know, I've paid thousands of pounds for training. You know, I need to charge my worth, is what I keep being told. So, okay, have a look. Can we see him properly?
Right, it's a bit late. Give it a moment.
Hang on, we're trying to see them.
Ah, there you go.
No, bring them up. Can anybody see them?
No.
Hang on, I've brought them forward. Really crap with this video lot.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. Pretty. We had matching tattoos done. Mum and daughter tattoos. Very good. Okay, so thank you for joining me tonight. I am going to be doing more. If you want to see me do anything, please say, and I will try my best. Thank you. And I'm going to say good night. Good night, everyone.